to the river, and then you can see that those little posts, they just go on these things.
My name is Valtteri. I'm from Finland. I've lived in Finland for about 30 years of my life, and then 2016 moved to Canada, British Columbia. I'm sauna enthusiast, outdoor enthusiast, love to build community, bring people together, and excited to bring sauna culture to my new home country.
It is a pretty idyllic spot for sauna.
My roots with the sauna culture go all the way to childhood. I grew up always like having gatherings, inviting people, hanging out by the lake, having saunas, barbecues. So it was just an organic way to hang out, relax. Some river rocks for aesthetics.
Yes.
I think sauna and water and all that elements cultivates presence on people. So it is a nice version of the people that you get when they're having a bathing session with you. It doesn't matter your background, your gender, where you're interested. It brings together a variety of humans from different backgrounds, which is really beautiful.
Your first cold plunge? Oh, I thought you're an expert cold plunger.
Definitely not.
You will be.
You can do a little breath work before it helps.
I'll be okay.
You'll be good?
Or you'll be fine. And it's not that cold. Try it.
Oh no, I've already.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's very common, nudity is very common, sauna is a very normal space to be nude with adults, safe space to be nude with adults and family, and in Finland it's typical that families can bathe nude together, so it's just normalized and it doesn't has any stigma. And I think North America is still more working through that, where it's like becomes more of a space to be in your birthday suit without it meaning anything. It's just being more liberating and more relaxing. I think a big part of the sauna culture is also like people are wearing their mask or their uniforms or their makeup. Really, it's just like we're in our bodies, birthday suits. So everybody is kind of on the same baseline. Yeah. And Finnish sauna is typically pretty hot. And what I've noticed is the heat has a kind of a ego softening aspect to it. So it can't really be too ego or bossy around the heat, because it will make you humble. Yeah. You often leave the space feeling a little bit more heart open, a little bit less like me, and more about, okay, I'm more connected with you all, or with yourself if you're sauning alone, or with the community around.
I find when I'm out in nature, I just get this sense of coming back to what is important, like the feeling of necessity to live up to the craziness of society. When I come out into nature, it's like all of that starts to settle, and I go, maybe all that isn't so important right now, or at all. Gives you perspective.
Gives you a different lens on things, and it can shift your priorities back to what might be more in tune with yourself. It's almost healing to come back into nature.
Building the sauna with Valtteri and seeing how that process works, and then having the sauna on, being in there, getting hot, sharing stories. This taught me that you can really get to know someone in a felt sense through sharing the heat, through sharing the cold. It was such an easy and smooth way to get me out of the busyness of my mind. Like, this whole practice just felt incredibly safe, incredibly nourishing.
Okay, we're doing a group movement.
I started my business partly by accident. I moved to Canada from Finland 2016, and there was always something missing. I was like, how do I make sauna culture happen here? How do I make that space? Renting a place, not being able to build a permanent one. Eventually I was just like, okay, I gotta make a mobile sauna and have that available. It's nice to arrive with doing a few communal press together, so maybe we can start with that. I've considered sauna as a temple, place for self-discovery. Like, I remember always when I was traveling a lot and I would come back home, the first thing I would do is just like crank up the sauna, go there and just arrive. It's a place to arrive, and I think meditation is also about arriving where you are and who you are. So totally, I would say it's a form of meditation.
Do
Do you see yourself as more of a sauna host than a practitioner these days?
Both. Sometimes if there's enough people who have stories and songs and things, I just sit still and listen and witness and offer my presence and make sure things flow. But I don't have to be curating the conversation or doing anything. I like when people also take ownership in the space. Seal that. Lulu. Lulu time. The sweat, the cold, the elements, the community, like the whole experience of sauna culture helps me to be more at ease of who I am, where I'm at, how I'm interacting. It does shed layers of stress and anxiety and brings you into the moment, which is the biggest gift we have. It's just this moment right here. That's what I appreciate about it.
Cheers. Cheers.